So Australia is at it again in this video we're going to watch here that seems to claim that what men say is the root of all the problems that women have. Hello and welcome to The Ordeal. Thanks for stopping by. If you like challenging all things woke, please subscribe. Now let's get on to the video.
Dear Daddy, I just wanted to thank you for looking after me so well, even though I'm not yet born. I know you already try harder than Superman. You won't even let Mommy eat sushi. But I need to ask you a favor. Warning. It's about boys.
Of course it is about boys. I mean, who else would it be about? Because, you know, nobody else ever commits any atrocities in our culture ever.
Because, you see, I will be born a girl, which means that by the time I'm 14, the boys in my class will have called me a whore, a bitch, a cunt, and many other things.
Well, are you those things? I mean, you know, I'm not Australian, so I really can't speak to their laws there, but I know in the United States, you have freedom to insult anybody any way you want to. Can't be arrested for it. And if you are those things, you know, why are you complaining? Don't be mean. Don't be promiscuous, and you won't be called those things. Now, children are often cruel and do say things just to try and hurt somebody else's feelings. I can't say that I am entirely innocent of that. When I was a child, I'm sure I tried to insult other children, but I was also the target of insults when I was a child. That's how children behave. It's not right, but you think that a video demonizing all men is going to solve the problem? Well, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that what we need to do is maybe teach our children to be kind to each other. Maybe teach our adults to be kind to each other. I know in my personal situation, my parents were at each other's throats almost every day, so it was, well, this is how people act. I didn't know any better.
It's just for fun, of course. Something boys do. So you won't worry.
What about women? I mean, girls called me names. Girls assaulted me when I was in grade school. And I wasn't allowed to do anything to defend myself because I was an evil boy.
And I understand that. Perhaps you did the same when you were young, trying to impress some of the other boys. I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it. Still, some of the people won't get the joke. And funnily enough, it isn't any of the girls. It's some of the boys. So by the time I turn 16, a couple of the boys will have snuck their hands down my pants.
Whoa, well that escalated quickly. What the hell? All right. If boys are just walking up to you randomly and sneaking their hands down your pants, this is, of course, immoral and illegal. Highly illegal, and guess what's going to happen to those boys? If you press charges against them, they would be arrested and put into detention centers of some sort. If you're making out with somebody and things go a little bit too far and you say, no, stop, and then they stop, that's like an everyday occurrence all over the world. That's not that big of a deal. That happens all of the time. That when you're making out with somebody and things go a little bit too far, you know, and you might like have to slap their hand away or ask them to stop, you know, it's fine. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's just, it could happen either way. There have been times when men are uncomfortable with the way things are going in the approach to intimacy, and they want things to slow down or stop or move in a different direction. Okay, it's not just women who are uncomfortable with the way things happen during those moments in life. It's men too. Mostly, yes, it's women. I understand that because men are driven by urges that are mind-numbingly overpowering. So let's see what else she has to say here.
Well, I'm so drunk I can't even stand straight. And although I say no, they just laugh.
How do you expect them to respond? I mean, they just, that's all they do is laugh. They just keep going and do whatever they want to do to you. Because you don't seem to be too concerned that they just laugh. I mean, so I'm assuming that when you say they just laugh, they have an awkward response like, oh, you know, I mean, what do you expect them to do? They're teenage boys. They're still learning how to socialize. They're trying to figure out how to interact with women in this way. Okay? They're not demons because they want to be intimate with a woman. And you know what? There's women that want to be intimate with men. I mean, I can tell you that I've had girlfriends who were the ones who instigated the intimate relationship. Not me, but them. And I've had girlfriends where it was very mutual, where you both kind of came at it at the same time in the same way. And then I've had girlfriends where I was the one who was like more of the proactive one in that area. Man.
It's funny, right? If you saw me, Daddy, you would be so ashamed. Because I'm wasted.
Well, maybe you shouldn't drink. Maybe that's on you. You know, you choose what you put into your body. It's like not like anybody's holding you down and forcing you to consume things. I know in the United States, I can't speak for Australia, like I said, in the United States, it's illegal for 16-year-olds to drink alcohol unless they are on private property under the guidance of their legal guardian. So what are you doing drinking if you're not at home with your parents, basically is the question. And why are you drinking to the point of inebriation? Anyway, that's just... Overindulgence in anything just seems to be a bad idea. I mean, really, it's like, I ate too much chocolate. Oh, my stomach hurts. I'm getting fat. You know. It's the same thing if you drink too much. You're going to have problems.
No wonder I'm raped when I'm 21.
Holy crap. Okay. Wow. That was not something I was expecting to see here. Here. That is horrifying. Whoa, okay. So this should never happen. It's obviously illegal. And did you press charges? If that actually is true, did you press charges? You act like this is just something that happens and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the way it is. I'm going to go through these things in life because I'm a girl. That's how it is. No. The vast majority of men do not want to harm women in this way. Do not want to violate anyone in this way. It is... I couldn't even go through with it. If that were if somebody was like fighting against me, I don't know how you could maintain your physical interest in being with that woman if she was fighting against you. I don't understand that. Like, those two things do not... When I've stepped into the ring with people, the last thing on my mind is being intimate with a woman. That's... So in a violent situation, that doesn't condone me being intimate with anyone, whether it's forced or not. I can't even... those two things don't mix for me. So, no, not all men are just going to out there waiting for their opportunity. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to do it. No. Men don't think like that. There are, of course, bad people in the world who will do that, who do think like that, but those are the exception, not the rule. Wow. And I'm sorry that this happens to women. I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't happen to anyone. It should never happen to anyone, period. But it does. And unfortunately, we have to, as human beings, deal with it. And there's nothing we can do to predetermine who will and won't commit these atrocities. If there was, then I'm sure we would address the situation.
21 and on my way home in a taxi driven by the son of a guy you went swimming with every Wednesday. The guy who always told insulting jokes. But they were, of course, only jokes.
Yes, they're jokes. Words don't mean that you are going to follow through with any sort of negative action towards anyone. Doesn't mean that you think any less of people that you're telling jokes about. I tell jokes about myself. Do I think less about myself because I tell jokes about myself? No. The equation of words with violence, this is something that the left has been doing. The leftists, the woke left, I should say, because I consider myself on the left. They've been equating violence with words for a while now, and it's ridiculous. Violence and words are two different things. Okay, the physical act of violence is not the same thing as saying something. Freedom of speech in the United States here, I can say anything I want to and not be punished for it. Supposedly, although that's not the case anymore. You can't say anything without being punished, it seems like. This country is becoming unlivable. And I've never lived in another country, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's crazy.
Had you known that his son would end up raping me, you would have told him to get a grip. But how could you know? He was just a boy, telling weird jokes. And in any case, it wasn't your business. You were just being nice. But his son, raised on these jokes, becomes my business. Then finally, I meet Mr. Perfect. And you're so happy for me, Daddy, because he really adores me. And he's smart, with a great job, and all through the winter he goes cross-country skiing 3 times a week, just like you. But one day he stops being Mr. Perfect, and I don't know why. Wait, am I overreacting? One thing I do know, I'm not the victim type.
You're not the victim type? It sounds like you are the victim type. Sounds like everything that's happened to you is you're a victim. I'm a victim of everything. I'm a victim of life because, you know, hey, I'm a girl, so I'm just going to be a victim. That's all there is to it. I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm raised to be a strong and independent woman. But one night it's just all too much for him, with work and the in-laws and the wedding coming up. So he calls me a whore.
Well, are you? I mean, are you that? I wouldn't call a woman that I was intimately involved with that sort of name, because I was looking forward to a future with my partner. That's not going to help the situation. It's going to make things harder. Like, if you're married and your wife has been with a lot of people, do you think it's really gonna help your relationship if you start calling her a slut, whore, prostitute? Even if it's true, it's not gonna help, right? So there's no point in it. I don't know why this woman is attracting these men that are obviously abusers. It sounds like there's been at least 5 men she can point to directly and say, you're an abuser. That generally starts at home. So, dear daddy, why didn't you protect your daughter from abuse by you? I mean, really, that's where it comes from. It comes from the parents. Like, if you're the child of abusive parents, you're more likely to attract abusers to you as an adult, as you know, as you're growing up, etc.
Just like you called a girl in middle school a whore once.
Yes, middle school is the same as an engagement. That's the same arrangement. Calling a girl a name when you're a child, because, you know, kids pick on each other. Girls called me names all the time. They, like I said, they went so far as to assault me. So you're comparing 2 different things and conflating them.
Then another day, he hits me.
Okay, well, that's, again, a big escalation here. If you're being abused, leave.
I mean, I'm way out of line. I can really be a bitch sometimes. But we're still the world's greatest couple, and I'm so confused because I love him and I hate him, and I'm not sure if I really did do something wrong, and then one day he almost...
I have a feeling she's going to say he almost kills me. I had to stop because this is just... They're trying to make this an emotional thing, and they're doing a good job of it. So it's hard for me to handle. It's the music. The music is what gets me. But yeah, if you're being abused, leave immediately.
It kills me. It all goes black. Even though I have a PhD, a fantastic job, I'm...
You're not the world's perfect couple. You're obviously attracting abusers. Like I said, that starts at home. If you're abusing your significant other, stop. It's not going to help your relationship if you're being abusive, either physically, emotionally, psychologically. No matter how you're abusing that person, it's not going to help your relationship in the long run if you're harming your partner. And if you're like, I just can't stop, then leave. Don't stay with that person. You're not doing them any favors by staying with them. You're not going to fix the problem by hitting it. Can we just stop hitting people in general? Is that something that we can stop doing, period? And then if you are being abused, leave. I know that it might be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Your life may be in just as much danger if you leave as it is in the relationship. But there's better options for you. There really is. I know. I was there. I was in an abusive relationship. I left. And my life is so much better now. I'm so glad that I'm away from that person.
Loved by my friends and family. I'm well brought up. And nobody saw this coming.
You're well brought up. Well, I mean, obviously you weren't well brought up if you're being abused by all these people. It doesn't make any sense.
One thing always leads to another. So please stop it before it gets the chance to begin.
Well, one thing does not always lead to another. I mean, I suppose one thing always leads to another, but you have to prove that, you know, the chain of events. And to say that words, that's what this is equating. It's saying, oh, look, some guy called me a name in grade school, therefore I'm going to be abused as an adult. Or as a teenager, that's just how it is because some boy called me a name in grade school. It's just, or in middle school in this case, they say. But still, it's yeah, no. That's not how life works.
Don't let my brothers call girls whores.
Oh yes, we should actually enslave the boys. There you go. Don't let them speak their minds. Just enslave them. It'll be better that way.
Because they're not. and one day some little boy might think it's true. Don't accept insulting jokes from weird guys by the pool, or even friends, because behind every joke there is always some truth. Dear Daddy, I know you will protect me from lions, tigers, guns, cars, and even sushi without even thinking about the danger to your own life. But dear Daddy, I will be born a girl. Please do everything you can so that that won't stay the greatest danger of all.
What? Being a girl is the greatest danger to a human being in the country of Australia. Good to know. Well, I guess I'm gonna be safe if I go to Australia. I'm not a girl, so I'll be perfectly safe there. What? Yeah, when I think of Australia, I get the impression. I get the impression that women there they're like running around in body armor, carrying guns because they have to defend themselves against the evil men, and men are not allowed to own guns because otherwise they could harm the women, etc. It's like, what? This is so hyperbolic. I can't even. Anyway, man, thanks so much for watching the video. Like, comment, share, and I will see you all next time.